Okay, welcome back, and in this segment I'm going to show you how to create the CSS file that is going to be applied in all our an external file that is going to be applied in all our PHP files that you have just created. You can see everything is not lined up well in these programs, and therefore there is need for us to do some kind of styling to make it stand out to the users who are going to use our website. So if in case you are going to create something that look like this, it is going to have a lot of issues to be understood what you are trying to pass across. So we just need to make sure that we align everything first. So you just go to our VS Code, and then you just click on file, and then you go to new, and then you're just going to say that you want to create main.css. So that's our main file, and therefore we're going to save it here. So just click create. In the same root directory that we created, you're going to put it there. So the first thing you want to do is just to do some kind of housekeeping CSS. So you just put an asterisk, meaning all, and then you just open the brackets, the curly brackets, and then you just say margin is supposed to be 0 all through, and then you need to have the padding also is supposed to be 0. It's also supposed to say box sizing. Box sizing is supposed to be border box. Yes, border box. So that is the housekeeping or the styling that is going to be applied to the pages that you are going to apply this. Now we need also to have the body. So inside the body, in all the bodies, we are going to have the font family. We're going to have the font family. We're going to apply the font family of Arial and Levitica sans serif. Then the second thing we're going to do in this case, we're going to have the background color of we're going to say the background color of F4. So that is our background color for all our pages. Then the color for the text, we expect it to be 333. Yeah. Then after that also we need to set the line height. The line height is supposed to be 1.6. So we're going to set the line height to be that 1.6. Then our container, we created a container in our first page, and then that container was given is having a class. So we're going to say container dot container. Then we just open the container. You can see it is still underlined. Then we say width is supposed to be 80 pixels, 80%, and then you're also supposed to say margin is supposed to be auto top down, 0 top down, and then auto, like that. And then you just go to the next one, padding we expect 20 pixels all through, and then we need also to have the background. For this case we are going to use white, FFF. Okay. Then the next one we are going to use the box shadow. So we need to have the box shadow expected to be 0 pixels, then 0 pixels again, then we need to have 10 pixels, and then we need to have RGBA, and then that is 0, 0, 0, and then we just have 1. So 0, 0, and then 0.1. So that is our RGB color code. And then we continue to the next one, that we need to have the border radius that is going to be applied on our container, that is 5 pixels. Okay. Then you need also to style our forms. So our forms is going to have the following. All the forms you have been using here is going to have the form. So we are going to say that our form is supposed to have the margin top of 20 pixels, and then you move to the next part, and then you say that form input type into square bracket, you just say type is equal to text, and then you open the curly brackets, and then you just say, okay, before you open the curly bracket, maybe just go back, Control Z. So before I open the curly bracket, I also need to list more, so comma, and then you just say form input, and then you just say into bracket type is equal to password, then the next one that you're going also to style here is the email, form input, and you put the square bracket, and then just say type is equal to email. You can as well be able to put it down here. We don't need to write everything going so far. You can just be able to align like that, as long as you end with the semicolon, the comma in front there. So this is the email, so we need to align the email also, to style the email, and then you go to the next one, that is the form input, then into square bracket, just say type is equal to, and then you open double quotations, and inside there you just say radio. Okay, radio, and then you open the curly bracket now, and now we want to enter the following. Display is supposed to be block, so display block, so if the display to be block, then we need to go to the next one, that is the width. The width is supposed to be 100. The width is supposed to be 100 pixels, 100%. And then the next one is that the padding is supposed to be 10 pixels. Then the next one is margin is supposed to be 10 pixels, 0. And then you have got the border. The border is supposed to be 1 pixel, solid. Then hash ccc. Then next we just say that you need the border radius. The border radius is 4 pixels. Then next we just talk about the form input. And then you just put into bracket, then you into square bracket, there's a type is equal to radio. Type is equal to radio, and then you just put that, and then you just say that width is equal to auto. Margin is supposed to be, margin right is supposed to be 5 pixels. Then we move further, we go to form button. So we need to also to style the form button, and then the form button type is equal to into bracket, then submit, into quotes submit. And then there we are going to say that before that we just need to put a comma here, and then you say comma, then you press enter. We want to add another one, so the button, another button you're going to style is the button for hash add question. So this one was in our in admin when we are creating the questionnaire. So we are going to add questions, so when you click on that button, it's supposed to be styled also. So we are saying button add question. So we are supposed to do background color. Background color we expect to be hash OCA F5 and 0. That's the button color that you're going to have there, and the color for the text there is supposed to be white. The next one is that the padding 10 pixels, 15 pixels. The border is supposed to be none. And then also we need the border radius. Border radius is supposed to be 4 pixels. Then the next one is the cursor. The cursor is pointer. And then the transition is the background. Transition background color is supposed to be 0.3 seconds. Easy. Okay, so that's the transition that we have set. Here's the background color, and then make sure it's 0.3 seconds. And then the form button again. Form button of type equal to submit. Then when you hover over this, then you also need to have the question. Then you say that the form button again, the button, and just say the button hash add question. Then also hover for that button. Then you open the curly bracket, and then you just say that background is equal to background color. So there's a problem here, so hover. Yeah, I think that is okay. And then you just put the full colon, and then you say that hash 45 A049. Good. And then you go to the next one, the survey form. So we want to style some survey form. So the survey form, first of all, you're going to deal the form H1. So you can just put some kind of something that can help us to remember. So this is our survey form. Now we are styling. So steric, and then that. So this is our survey form that we are going to create, and then the H3 that we're going to use there is supposed to be styled like this. You're going to have the margin top. Expect the margin top to be 20 pixels. Then we expect it to have the color of hash 333, and then we need also to have the question, hash questions, and then full colon question. And in this case, we're going to say margin margin bottom is supposed to be 15 pixels. Margin bottom is supposed to be 15 pixels. And then the table, now we are going to style the table, so you can put some, so you're going to say that this is table styling. Table styles for survey question, the survey report. So that is going to be applied in the survey report. Still, I think there is a problem. Something is not right here. So the semicolon is expected where? Expected where? Good. So it's supposed to be margin bottom. Yes, that's it. Then we go to the next one. So first of all, we're going to style the table, and then we're going to say that the table, in this case, table is supposed to be the width of the table is supposed to have the width of 100%. Okay, then the border is supposed to have be collapsed, and then it's supposed to collapse. Then you just go to the next one, margin top 20 pixels. Table TD. Then in there we're going to serve the border. The border is supposed to be 1 pixel. 1 pixel solid. 1 pixel solid hash DDD, like that. Then you go to the next one. We're going to say that TH and comma TD. We need to apply some padding on it. Padding is supposed to be 12 pixels by text align. We want it to be text align. We want it to be left like that, and then we just move to the next part, and then we say TH. In this case, we're going to say that the background for the table heading, the background color for the table heading is supposed to be F4. Then we just go to the next one, is that we need the TR nth child, and then the nth child in this case is supposed to be even. Like that. And then the background color is supposed to be hash F9. Then TR is supposed to be hover, like that. And then you just say background color is supposed to be hash F1. And the next one is supposed to be the header. So we want to work with the header, so you're going to style the header. So you can just say that the header for the survey report. And then this one also, we are going to have the following styling on it. We're going to say H1 each one, and then you just say margin bottom, then you can say 20 pixels. Then we can say that text align is supposed to be center. Then you go to the another one, you just say we want also to style the chart styling, so we need to style also the chart. So the chart styles, then we just say that like that. Then in here we are going just to say the canvas first. We need to style the canvas, and then the canvas we are giving it a maximum width of 100 pixels, 100%, and then we are going also to give it a margin top of 30 pixels. And then you go to the next one, and then you just say that you also need to format the admin login. You're going to format also the admin login. So we have that here. So the following is going to be formatted in the admin login. We're going to have the admin login form, full colon, and then you just say width. We are going to give it a width of 300 pixels. Then the height, the margin is supposed to be 300 also. I mean 0 auto. And then the padding is going to be 20 pixels. Then the height, the background is going to be hash FFF, and then we're going to give it the border radius also, border radius of 5 pixels. We're also going to give it the border shadow, not the border shadow, is supposed to be box shadow of 0 pixels, 10 pixels, RGBA, and then the following is supposed to be enter. So I think it is here, so I can just click on it, then you move to the next one. So that is all about that, and then you move to the next part. We're also going to format the admin login form, but input into square bracket. You just say type is equal to, then which type of that input is text. So text, you are going to say also comma, move to the next line. You want to replicate the same, just copy this, just need to copy this, and you also paste it here, and then you just change here to be password. Then you need to put the opening quotation, curly bracket, and you're supposed to apply the following width is supposed to be of 100 pixels. Then margin, padding is supposed to be of 10 pixels also. to 10 pixels, 0. Then you have the border. Border is 1 pixel, solid, hash CCC. The border radius. Border radius is supposed to be 4 pixels. Then you just paste it again, and then you just change here to be submit. Then submit is going to have the following properties. You are going to have the width. The width for the submit is supposed to be 100%. Then we have got the background color. Background color is supposed to be hash 007B 7B FF. So I like that color there. Yeah. Then you can go to the next one. Is the color. Color is supposed to be white. Then you move to the next one. The padding. The padding is supposed to be 10 pixels. Then you just go to the next one. The border. Border is going to be none. Then the border radius. Border radius is going to be 4 pixels. Then the cursor is going to be the pointer. So cursor is going to be the pointer, and then the transition. We're going to have the transition, and the transition is going to have the following. Is going to have the background, color 0.3 seconds, and easy. Then the next one is supposed to be admin. The same thing, just paste it there, and then you just change it to submit. But in this case, you're going to target the hover. You're going to target the hover, and then you just say opening that, and then you just say background color. Background color is supposed to be hash 0056 B3. So that is it about that CSS. So you save it, and then I'm going now to create a link in each and every CSS PHP that I've created. So we are going to close this first, and then I just open one by one. So I go to my file, open file. So I start with admin login. So I click on it. So I want to check everything if it's okay. But here I'm going to add the link. I'm just going to say that link rel supposed to be style sheet, and then href, go to dot slash, and then which is this is main, so that is it. So we have already created that, so we can save this. So some of the changes I need to make, so you need to go to our our form. So we have been referring to it, you can see in our CSS, we have been saying that dot admin login form. Okay, so it's not appearing anywhere here. So for example, if I save this, I just save this and then I go to my browser, and then I go to admin login form. Yes, I think it is applying. I think it is applying there. It's giving us the username and the password. It's using the username and the password, but to my opinion it is too big. So let me go back to resize some things. So the width is supposed to be 300 pixels. Then everything is supposed to be, so this one we are saying that is supposed to be 100 pixels. 100, I don't think if 100 is going to work for us. Okay, let me use 300 pixels just in case, so that I see how it is going to appear. So if I refresh this, still so it's not giving us it's going to pick 100%. Same applies to input the submit. So we're going to have a width of 100%. So you have login button here. Go further. Okay, so I think this is 300 pixels, and this is the one that is going to pick up this. We can just give it 70%. Let's give it a width of 7% and see how it is going to look like. 70%. Still, I think everything is just fixed. So it is not as responsive. So specify the width of the content area, padding area, and also box. Okay, so we have the box shadow here. Okay, it's too long. I think we should. I don't know if it's going to be resized. Okay, let me just check. Okay, so I've done some adjustments and everything is now fully in position. So first of all, I've been able to add the div. So we have said the div class is equal to admin login form, something that was missing in our program. So I've been able to add the div, and you can see the div is here and the closing div is here. I've also been able to add the heading one, welcome.admin portal. So that is our heading one. Now if I go to my CSS, you can see now I've been able to set the width to be 400 pixels. Okay, so that is it. So 400 pixels is here, and then we have also been able to set the width of the rest, because it is inside the container. If we say even the width is 100, it will just cover the distance around that container. So it is going to cover the distance around that container, and it's 100%. The same applies to the submit button. The same applies to all the other component inside that particular container, that particular division. So the borders are there, the shadows are there, and everything is intact. And you can see how nice our login portal now looks like. So that is it about that. So after I've done that, I'll just close this. I go to the next file here, open file. The second file is create survey. So this is the file create survey, and this create survey we need to put the link here. So we're going to say the link rel is equal to style sheet like that, and then we just say that href is equal to what? Is equal to ./main. .css. So that is it. So we've been able to incorporate our CSS file here. So we save this. So it's saying that there are some issues on this area. We have a div for question has no corresponding closing tag, and this is what okay, so we'll see what we can do about it. But there is an error here, then we have that there. Okay, so we have got an issue on this line, unexpected this. Okay, so we have got an error. I think I'll fix it. We'll just fix it as we go by, but basically let's work on the CSS first. So I've been able to add the CSS into it, so I just go to my login. So you just go to that, and then you just go to survey. So we see there is a lot of things that are not okay in this case. Undefined array key is still not well defined. I think yeah, we have just been using a wrong file. So it was supposed to be, we have been using this file, but already have not added here the CSS, so that's why it was not giving us the output that we need. But if you go to create survey.php, you can get the output like this, the way it has been displayed here. Yeah, so maybe I can just add some kind of things so that it can look more better. So I can add some div in it, so I can add some division apart from this part on the top. I just want this part that talks about the div. I just need to add the div here. So I can just say div class, just say div, then give it a class of create survey. Create survey, so that's the class name, and then we just need to close it down here. So we have the question div here, but we need to close it somewhere here after the form. Okay, alternatively we can just let it be. Let's just use the way it is. So just come here, everything is intact. I think the question, just create the survey. Let's say that course feedback survey. So that's the name of the course, and then the question one is which was your best course unit. Then you can just say maybe you can say IBP. Then option 2, you can say datacom. Then you add this question. Then question 2, going also to say that which who was the best trainer. And then you can say for example Mr. Tom Madam Madam Joe, then you create that survey. So by default you go to our database, you should be able to get that survey created. Now the next thing that I want to do is to go to, now I will close this file, and then I will just go to our folder again, and then we open the next one, that is the survey. Yes, survey now. So that is our code for survey. So inside the head I'm going to put there the link rel equal to style sheet equal to style sheet. Then you have the href is equal to dot slash main dot css, like that, style sheet, and then we have that. Okay, so save this. So if I go back to my main directory and then I go to survey.php, I should be able to see that there everything has been lined up, but still we have got an error that they're saying that undefined array key survey ID. So the survey is still not found. It's still not displayed here. So let me go back to that code file and then check whether there's a problem with the survey, because I'm getting the survey questions. Okay, survey questions, or it's not part of our database file. Maybe let me see what is the problem, because I need the database name, the database table. So I'm just going to check if this is the correct name. Okay, so okay, let me find. Okay, so I think there is a problem here whereby we have said in our program that survey ID is missing. Please provide a valid survey ID. So where can you be able to provide the survey ID? Check if the survey ID is provided in the URL, in the uniform resource locator. So in this case, if you go to a program, you realize that there is nothing here that is showing the survey ID. So what you need to do is that you need just to have this kind of http /localhost, and then here we are supposed to change into the folder name, that is questions, and then you are supposed to indicate with this survey underscore ID is equal to 1. Which survey do you want? Now in this case, this is the survey that I want to fill. So when I click on this, definitely it's going to fetch from my database all these questions that are here. You can see all the questions that you want to fill are here in this part, because I've already changed here this part. So this is what you can be able to share with your question, people who are supposed to respond to your questionnaire, so that they can give you the response that you need. So you just highlight this and then you send to them. So after somebody has been able to click and also select whatever you have selected, and then you just enter the names and that, and then it submits into your database. Okay, so that is how it can go about it. The next thing that I want to do, for example, I've just done this, and then I just want to save this at as James Kun. So that is the person, and then the phone number I can just say 0722 45 67 90. So that is the name, and then I do submit. So you can see they are saying that here we require what? We require the email. So there's some validation taking place here. It's missing at. So this means that I need to add at yahoo.com, and then when I do that, I just do that and then I submit. You can see it says survey submitted successful. Okay, so the next thing that we want to do is that we need to go to the last part, that is so this one is done. So I just close this, I go to open a folder, and then in this folder, we need to open file. So go to open and then go open file. In this file, we are going to the last one, that is the survey report. So in the survey report, I'm also going to attach that link. So I'm going to say link rel is equal to style sheet. Style sheet, then you have got href. Okay, href dot slash main css. Then you can save this, and then we go to our next place, whereby we are going to say that localhost questions, and then the next thing you want to look at is this reports, if it's going to. So you can see this telling us that the survey ID is missing. So the same way we did in this survey, you need to make sure that it's highlighted, copy, and then here is supposed to be pasted, and then you just say that the survey report. So write survey report, survey, is it survey underscore? It's supposed to be survey underscore report. Survey underscore report. And which survey do you want to check the report for? I want to check the survey report for this. So I just save this, I just run this. So you can see this is the only one person has responded to our survey, and that is James, who has just responded, and this is the response. So the more people continue to respond, the more you get the bar chart being aligned in those two responses that they are going to answer, those two questions that they're supposed to answer in this case. Okay, so if I go back to my dashboard, for example, I go back to that dashboard. So I just go back to my dashboard here. So go back to my dashboard. So if I go to my dashboard.php and I click on view report, so you can see I can as well be able to get the report once I am in the dashboard, because dashboard is linked directly to my survey report. Okay, so if you want to go outside, you can go ahead and enter the survey ID, but automatically when you're in the dashboard, you are allowed to go for this. Yeah, so that is very important for you to note. So okay, so I think we can just let it, everything is intact the way it is, therefore you can just work with it the way it has been, we have been able to design it. So thank you so much for watching. Kindly go through each and every step that you have been able to follow throughout this program. You can also be able to find the link in the description section if you want to use the same program. Thank you so much, and bye bye for now.